Hi and welcome to Lizaboo. So I know it's been a few weeks again, but I actually wanted to share something that was really useful that I sometimes wish I had found. Basically, it's my mindful gift guide. So I'm not a very big fan of gift giving. I don't know what it is. Like, I love giving gifts, but I feel like sometimes you're buying things for the sake of buying things, if that makes sense. So I thought, I would share with you what I've been doing to create more mindful gifts, and some that have just got a little bit more thought in than you would perhaps expect. So hopefully you'll get some guidance from this, and hopefully it will inspire you to give more mindfully and essentially give some really awesome and memorable gifts to your friends and family. So my number one, I have got a notepad next to me just to remember all of these because there is about 6, so I do apologise. So number one is one that I did for my sister-in-law for her 40th, and that was a challenge box. So this is something whereby you add in little envelopes into a box of every single week of the year and give them a challenge. And this could be anything from something really small, like have your favourite childhood dinner with a friend, to walk 3 miles today, or whatever it is. Just something really fun and inspiring that takes them out of their usual daily grind or their usual routine and kind of mixes it up for them. I will share a little picture of the box that I did for my sister-in-law on the blog, so the link will be in the details below this video. So that's my number one idea, and it is just so much fun, and I think so far Emma's really enjoying it, so fingers crossed that's a good gift. The second one is to do experiences. So experiences are brilliant because you can make a memory essentially. So a few experiences of things that I've really enjoyed over the past few years is I did a cookery course. That was a really cool gift. I'm a massive foodie, so that was amazing. The other one was a flower arranging workshop. So I kind of go on about this quite a lot on my Instagram, but again, I'll leave the details below. And basically, Quintessentially Wild is an incredible flower arranging lady, and I just basically loved the day so much. She put on a gorgeous little afternoon tea spread, and it was just divine. So I would highly recommend that. And also things like going to the Shard, or perhaps just learning something. Perhaps there's a hobby they want to take up but they haven't perhaps taken it up yet, but there's a really great course or a workshop they could go to. So again, I'll leave a load of links in the details of some of the courses I would definitely recommend. So that's experiences. Number 3 is actually food boxes. So this is something that's quite, perhaps people don't think of, but so there's loads of food boxes out there. I mean, I'm sure you've all heard of HelloFresh, Gusto, Riverford, lots of, basically you subscribe to get your dinner delivered and all the ingredients, but a really good idea is actually to do it for a friend. So perhaps you're gonna buy them a week's worth of food shopping with some meals that they like. It's just a really nice idea, because I don't know about you, but sometimes finding inspiration to cook a meal for a week is just exhausting and so boring. So it's really so nice to have someone else do that for you and pay for it. So that's a really cool idea, and there's loads as well. So if it's not particularly just a weekly food shop, maybe you even make one yourself. So buy all the ingredients for like your favourite brownie, or perhaps like a really good soup, or just loads of ideas, and kind of pass on that inspiration. Especially if you want to do sort of homemade gifts, that's a brilliant one to do. And that leads us on to homemade gifts. So homemade gifts is a brilliant thing to do because obviously you get to put your thought and effort into it, and they get to receive something lovely. So a few things that I've made for family and friends in the past are calendars, but like inspirational calendars. So for example, my in-laws love travelling to the beaches, so I created a calendar with different beaches they should visit around the UK. So that was really cool. I've done homemade candles, sleep spray, room spray, anything if someone's really into essential oils, it's really nice. Even drawing them a picture or painting them a picture and framing it, or doing a quote, some kind of art. Again, that's a really like friendly and thoughtful thing to do. The other idea that I believe lots of people should do, if you do want to buy something physical, like a piece of clothing or jewellery or maybe a board game or something, is charity shops. Charity shops are absolute treasure troves for gift finding. So I would highly recommend visiting some charity shops. We did incredible out of charity shops for Christmas, and I'm not even afraid to deny it, because we just, you know, you get the feel-good factor because you're supporting charities. It's so much fun because you do feel like you're treasure hunting and you feel like you're on some kind of bargain hunt. And then you just find these incredible gifts that are just, you know, board games and, you know, vintage pieces of clothing and books and jewellery. It's just amazing that people throw this stuff away, but you know what they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So I am all for charity shops. The other thing I'm really into as well is independent shops. So if you really do want to buy something very bespoke that feels really special, then there's so many independent shops, and like Etsy and things like that. There are some incredible people who do beautiful, unique pieces around local areas. So in fact, I've got quite a few in my local area. We've got an incredible jewellery lady, Mercy Jewellery, and that is all so beautiful. So if you know anyone that likes jewellery, we've got someone that does ceramics, so I've got an incredible mug. We've got someone that does incredible lino printing art. So that's just in my local area, but if you look on Etsy in your local area, you could probably find someone who creates some really unique items, and not only are you supporting their dream and their business, but you're then gifting something that's really unique. So I would highly recommend finding independent shops and independent businesses. So again, I'll put some links below in the description. So they're really good. And last but not least, I believe I think that's it. Yeah, I think that is it basically. Books. I suppose I've said books again. Sorry, I'm itched. I'm in a really fluffy jumper, and basically it's so cold in this house, so I'm just wearing all the layers, but it was a little bit scratchy, sorry. Books and magazine subscriptions. So if you know anyone that absolutely loves reading Vogue or Elle or, I don't know, running monthly, then why not buy a subscription for them? It is such a good gift. I received a magazine subscription a few years ago for my birthday, and it was so good because I loved buying that magazine, but sometimes I'd miss out because I'd forget to buy it from the shops because I don't go to the newsagents that often. But to have someone else buy that subscription for you, the money's taken care of and you get it delivered through your door. It's just the gift that keeps on giving, quite literally. So yes, those are all of my more mindful ideas. Ultimately, I just believe in cutting down on some of our consumerism and our sort of mindless buying. You know, we buy so much stuff and no one ever questions why. So a really big thing for me is trying to cut down on the stuff that we buy, and I suppose a little Marie Kondo-esque is, unless it really sparks joy, why are we buying it? And I feel the same about gifts as well. You know, why are you giving that gift? Are they truly going to get some joy out of it or some use out of it? Because otherwise, you know, you're wasting your money and they're not going to ultimately get a real, you know, feel-good factor from it. So they're my mindful gift giving ideas. If you've got any fun or quirky ideas for gift giving that isn't about just buying stuff, I would love to hear your thoughts. So please feel free to comment below. I need to apologise for the dreadful lighting. I got home late today and you just forget where the time goes, and then the lighting ends up being rubbish. So yeah, apologies about the dreadful lighting on this video. Can't do much about that. But I hope you've got some inspiration, and I hope that's going to help you come up with some really good ideas for, you know, making people feel a bit special. I will link to the blog that I've written on this, so I've got a full list of my ideas on the blog with a little description and some links. But yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.